Hello, everybody. Thank you for attending this session. My name is Amy. I'm one of the product managers at Brother Canada. And today, myself and my coworker Henry, who's also a product manager, are going to be walking you through a little bit about the Brother printing and scanning lineup. But more importantly, we want to talk about, the fact that the pandemic has really changed how everyone has lived and is working. So we want to talk a little bit about how Brother can provide some solutions to help make your life easier in this new normal that we live in. All right, so the agenda for today, for those who are maybe less familiar with our products, we're going to talk a little bit about our printer lineup and the types of products that we have. Then we're going to dive into print solutions for both the office and for the home. We know that the pandemic has changed the way people work, so we want to make sure we're addressing both of those two workspaces. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time at the end talking about our scanner lineup and also the scanner solutions that we offer. For those who may not be familiar with Brother or the company in general, so the head office of the company is in Japan, but the Canadian head office is in Montreal, and we have warehouses that operate in Vancouver and in Toronto as well as Montreal. And if you look down at the bottom right of the slide, you'll see at your side, and that's Brother's slogan, and that's actually something that we take very, very seriously. We have a fantastic range of products that are reliable, that really stand the test of time, and we couple that with a fantastic customer experience. So it's something we really pride ourselves on.
The following is Brother's mono laser lineup. As you can see, we have 16 machines to choose from, split into two distinct segments, the home office and small office segment, and the small and medium business segment. In terms of print speeds, the small office and home office lineup starts at about 32 pages per minute, all the way up to 36 pages per minute, and the small and medium business segment starts at about 42 pages per minute, all the way up to 52 pages per minute. Each subsegment has both single function printing as well as multifunction printing depending on the needs of the customer. Same goes for the small and medium business segment. We have a slew of single function printers to choose from, as well as multifunctions depending on the speeds, functions, and specifications that are required by the customer. Not to mention, each machine comes with both a standard and high yield toner to choose from, as well as drum options depending on your print volume. In addition to our mono laser lineup, Brother also carries 11 color laser machines. Split into two distinct segments, the home office and small office segment carries 6 machines, and the small and medium business segment carries 5. Within each segment, there are both single function printers as well as multifunction printers to choose from. Within each segment, each machine carries various speeds and features, providing the customer with a good selection to choose from depending on their needs and wants. In terms of speed, the home office and small office starts at about 19 pages per minute, and the small and medium business segment starts at about 33 pages per minute. Brother also carries standard and high yield toners in both black and color for each of these machines, as well as other accessories depending on the machine. As mentioned in previous slides, our mono and color laser machines come with both standard and high yield toners to choose from. Whether you are sharing a printer with your colleagues within an office, or due to the recent pandemic you're now working from home, you have options to choose the right yield depending on your print volume needs. Each one of our toners is specifically engineered and manufactured to work seamlessly and optimally with the corresponding printer in order to ensure a reliable customer experience every time you use the printer. Our toners come at a competitive cost per page and are reliable in that they have been built specifically for that machine in order to deliver consistent quality printouts. Our machines come with a gauge which is either accessible through the main menu of the machine or through the computer software in order to better understand your remaining ink and toner. This helps with planning ahead of time to make sure you have enough toner and ink so that you do not run out in the middle of a print job. And lastly, Brother has a toner recycling program where we encourage customers to return their ink cartridges or toner cartridges instead of throwing them in the garbage to better protect our environment.
So now that Henry has kind of familiarized everyone with our products, we're going to dive into our printing solutions. So like I said, we're going to talk about this really as it relates to working in a COVID world and what our printers can do to help home offices and also small businesses really address the concerns there. So the first solution that we're going to talk about is something called the decentralized approach. And essentially what a decentralized approach is placing the appropriate number and type of devices within close proximity of people who are actually going to use them. So gone are the days of that one monstrous machine that everyone needs to crowd around and use. And from a business efficiency standpoint, those machines aren't ideal because everyone has to wait for their print job, and if it breaks down, it can cause massive disruptions to workflows. But also from a COVID perspective, you of course don't want groups of people gathering in close proximity, and you don't want a bunch of people touching the same surface area. So in this case, meaning the panel of the device. So what a decentralized approach does is it reduces employee interactions by decreasing the number of people sharing the same device. Of course, this is very important in a COVID world. And at the same time, it creates efficiency for your organization because there's less people getting up, walking, and waiting by one single machine. So our devices that you saw Henry present in the lineup fit perfectly into these types of environments. So for example, you can have high-duty cycle machines able to handle a finance pod, for example, that would print a lot. So maybe that's 3 to 5 people in a small finance department that need to print a lot of pages. But we also have smaller footprint laser machines that for those who would want occasional printing at their desk. So really we have, with our wide range of products, a lot of different options so that companies have the options to set up this kind of decentralized approach however they need. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is something called NFC, which stands for Near Field Communication. And NFC is a feature that's available on some of our higher end devices. And essentially what it is it's that same technology that you have in your phone that allows you to tap to pay from your phone for whatever you're shopping for. So the same idea, NFC can be used in the workspace to help minimize front panel contact of the machine. For example, you can set up different NFC configurations on people's badges, as you can see in the example in the picture there. And then what happens is you can set up on the machine to have the badge automatically linked to a workflow. So in this example, you see that you can register the NFC card so that when the person taps their NFC card, it automatically, for example, scans to a cloud that the finance department has access to. So not only can NFC be used in that way to kind of minimize the front panel contact, but it also can be used as a security feature. So let's take the example, let's say you work in HR and you're printing a sensitive document and you don't want the print job to actually release until you get to the machine. So what you can do is you can set it up on your NFC card so that you send the document to the printer, walk over to the printer, tap your NFC card, and only then is the print job released. You can also use NFC cards for something called secure function lock. And what this does is, let's say, for example, you want to set parameters for different employees. So employee XYZ can scan, but they can't print, and they can only print 500 pages in color. Then the employee would have to tap their badge, and only then would the functions that they're allowed to do appear on the front panel of the machine itself. So another feature that can help businesses adjust to this new world is something called remote management. So as employees are working from home, it's very likely that you'll have kind of one central IT person who might be managing machines that are across various locations. So our software called BR Admin can help facilitate this kind of remote management of machines. So you can see on the screenshot there, what you get is kind of a snapshot of, regardless of where the device is, you can see what the toner level is of the machines. You can see if there's parts that need to be replaced, and you can get flags based on how many pages are being printed and what the maintenance looks like on that machine. What you can also do using this system is you can mass deploy machine settings and set up secure function lock features. So again, for example, if you wanted people at home only to print a maximum of 100 pages per month or whatever it may be, you'd be able to mass deploy these settings using BRadmin.
With the COVID-19 pandemic, we've learned the importance of social distancing and minimizing contact with shared devices. The Brother Iprint Scan is a free app that lets you print from and scan to your Android or Apple mobile device. You can use your local wireless network to connect your mobile device to your Brother printer or all-in-one multifunction. The Iprint Scan is a very easy to use application that can be found either on the Apple App Store or the Android Play Store. You can print your favorite photos, web pages, emails, and documents such as PDF, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and text directly from your device to the printer. You can print your documents and photos directly from cloud services such as Dropbox, OneDrive, Evernote, and Google Drive. And you can also scan images or documents from your printer to your mobile device, and you can either save those scanned images or email them on in PDF or JPEG formats. The app is very easy to set up. As soon as you open the application, it'll automatically search for the supported printers on that same local wireless network, and so no computer or additional drivers are needed. The application also comes with advanced functions that are only available in certain models. You can actually edit previewed images through the editing tool within the app. You can send faxes as well as view received faxes that are stored on your machine through the mobile device. And also you can view the machine status such as ink or toner volume, as well as error messages through your mobile device. I encourage you to visit our website at www.brother.ca to find out the list of supported models with this mobile application. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we've all learned about social distancing. And we've seen in the past 6 months, many businesses are having to adapt with employees now working from home. And employees working from home could result in incremental expenses for the business in order to help set up their employees to work optimally from their own home. And these incremental expenses could also include buying a printer. That being said, Brother has you covered with our small office and home office lineup of both mono and color laser machines. We have various machines to choose from, as you've seen in the lineup slides, which boast a wide variety of machines with different speeds, features, and specifications at different prices in order to choose the right machine for your needs. A lot of the time, employees, what they need a printer for is mostly just to print. And so if you do not need a true multifunction which allows the user to print, copy, scan, and fax, companies as well as individuals can save money by simply going with a single function printer. And we have quite a selection of single function printers within both mono laser and color laser segments to choose from, with again various speeds and other additional features. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen a slew of businesses migrating from working within an office, that potentially could be using a centralized printing device with many multiple users, to now working from home and having to use their home printer or buy a new printer for their home office needs. And we mentioned in the previous slide that we have single function printing and both multi-function printing in mono and color laser segments. And all of our machines come with a wide range of features that will help optimize your workflow at home. For instance, when connecting your device to the internet, our machines come with different connectivity options. You can connect directly to your router with an Ethernet Cat5 cable, or you can also connect wirelessly if you don't want to clutter your office with cables. Connecting to your wireless network is very easy through the machine's main menu. All of our machines come with duplex functions, meaning printing on both sides of the paper rather than just one side of the paper. And also some of our multifunction machines come with duplex print and scan features. This is all in a bid to help you save money on print paper. All of our machines have very fast print speeds. We have some of the fastest print speeds in the small office, home office market. And this is all, this helps you save time on having to wait for your printouts to better optimize, your time and your schedule when working from home. All of our machines come with a 250-page paper capacity, so you won't have to waste time continuously having to refill your paper bins, which we've seen in the case of smaller and cheaper machines out there in the market. And all of our machines come with a 1-year warranty and comes with online and live chat support for the life of your printer. So if ever you should have any issues with your printer when working from home, rest assured that Brother is at your side with support to help make sure we get your machine and your office back up and running as soon as possible. Our online and live chat support is accessible through our website at www.brother.ca.
So now we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about Brother scanning solutions. So Brother is very well known in the printer space. We dominate the market for the personal and home printers, but what some people don't know is we actually have a wide range of scanning products that are fantastic and can address a lot of business needs as well. So one of the things that's happened in this new COVID world is it's kind of expedited what we call the digitization trend. So businesses are changing how they do work, and they may turn to digital workflows versus paper workflows. And so we have a wide range of scanning products that can help support these type of solutions. So scanners can convert paper documents to allow for things like remote access to data, physical storage space savings, so you don't have to have all these documents crammed in a room in a file cabinet somewhere in your office space. And of course, the big savings here is efficient and traceable operational flows. So instead of having to have one piece of paper that gets signed and transferred to 4 different people and then filed away in a cabinet, you can shift that workflow to something more digital using a scanner and potentially save it somewhere in the cloud. So Brother has a wide range of scanners, but the ones that work best for these type of high scan environments are what we call our desktop scanners. And these scanners are designed for higher workloads. They support up to 5,000 scanned pages per day. They have a 50-page automatic document feeder, so they really are very robust machines. We have 3 of them that fit into this lineup here. We have the ADS2400N, which is a network scanner, and then we have the 2800 and the 3600 that offer wireless capabilities as well. So Brother also has 2 scanners that we call compact scanners, and these scanners really are ideal for the changing work environment. They're the best solution for situations in which space are limited. They're very compact. You can fold the document feeder over the machine, so it really fits neatly onto a desk. And it provides the necessary flexibility in a COVID world to be easily moved between departments, offices, or home, wherever you may be working. So let's say you work in the finance department and you still have some paper documents that you need to scan regularly, and you are working in between an office and a home office. These guys are small enough that they can fit into your work bag and you can bring them back and forth if that's what you need, or if you are someone like a real estate agent or a notary that's going to visit different clients, you can bring these compact scanners with you on the go. So they're small, but They also still have a relatively high workload capacity of up to 500 pages per day. So even though they're compact, you can still really address a lot of your scanning needs with these products. And that's the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. Above all, we at Brother hope that you are healthy and that you're staying healthy with your families. And we hope that this presentation has given you a little bit of a glimpse of how our products and our solutions can help everyone adjust to the new normal that we are living in. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Brother Labeling Solutions Virtual Show. My name is Cisse and I work in product planning at Brother. I'm part of the labeling team. I'm very excited to do this webinar. That's my very first one. We have some very awesome stuff to share with you guys, and yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So here I'm going to start off by giving you a quick overview of our hardware lineup. As you can see, we basically have two main product categories, label makers and label printers. I'm pretty sure not many of you are familiar with label makers. Just to make it easy, this is basically our pre-touch lineup. Yeah. So within label makers, you have four product segments: standalone label makers, computer connected ones, mobile, and industrial label makers. And as you can observe, they are like they have different form factors. Along with that, they offer different features and different connectivity options. So moving on to label printers, we essentially have two main segments: 2.4 inches and 4 inches label printers. I will dive more into each of these segments later on, but all to say that we also have different connectivity options with the label printers, and the main differences between label printers and label makers will be that first will be the tape technology. Label makers use M and TZD, whereas label printers use DK rolls. Second will be some applications are best tackled using a label printer. For instance, I'm thinking about shipping labels. I'm also thinking about to some extent warehouse shelving. So moving on to label makers, you'll see that our machines support two different tape families, M and TZE. At the same time, they also support different tape sizes. So you have machines going from 12mm tapes all the way up to 36mm tapes. And as you go from 12 to 36, there are more features being added, different connectivity options being offered, and yeah, expand the labeling capabilities in a nutshell. At the same time, I also want to highlight that we're going to be launching a new SKU next month. It's called the PTP910BT. It's a 36mm labeler. It's one of our flagship models. It has a bunch of high-end labeling features, and you'll find more details in the brochure that we attached for this event. So now that you've seen what our hardware lineup looks like, I want to talk about what these machines can actually do. And here we've selected a couple of useful functionalities which are worth sharing. Starting with the first one, the time and date functionality, it's pretty much straightforward. Instead of you having to manually enter the time and date on the label, there is a dedicated function in the labeler that allows you to achieve this result. At the same time, you can also choose from various formats available for time and date. Next is barcodes. So we do support a wide range of barcode protocols. You can adjust the size of these barcodes. Plus, our machines can print high-resolution labels, so these barcodes can easily be read by a scanner. Moving on to auto numbering, it's a very interesting feature. It's one That's very useful for anyone who's looking to print labels with a serial number on them. And the basic idea is you don't have to do it manually. There's a function which is going to help you save on time, but also reduce any input errors that may occur during this process. After that, if you want to print multiple copies, there is usually also a function right before printing your first label, which is going to ask you how many copies you actually need, and you can specify that number right before printing your first label. Finally, when it comes to setting margins, this is one that I was asked a couple of times before, and the idea here is, let's say you're printing a regular label. This label is going to have, there's going to be a gap between the text area and the edge of the label. This gap is usually 24 millimeter. But if you don't like this gap and would like to reduce the margin between the printed area, the text on the label, and the edge of the label, we also have different options which are going to allow you to achieve that result. For instance, some machines may support half margins, so this gap is going to go from 24 to 12, and you can even set it down to 4 millimeter on some select models. So here I'm going to switch gears a bit and talk about software and apps. Starting with PC and Mac users, we do have the P-Touch editor. It's a free software. It works on select label makers and most label printers. And what's really nice about this software is that you have expanded labeling capabilities, meaning you get access to a very large library of pre-designed templates. And some of these templates are COVID related, meaning they will remind people about social distancing measures, wearing a mask, and washing their hands. We do have templates for these use cases. And at the same time, you can also do things such as adding a logo, inserting images, and above all, barcoding, like I mentioned before. All in all, the whole idea is to give you, enable you to do way more things, using this software. And next is our Design and Print app. It's also free. You can use it both on iOS and Android. And what's really unique about this app is you have access to a ton of design options, meaning you can choose from many different pre-designed templates, or you can build your own from scratch. Then you have access to a very large library of fonts, symbols, a lot of design elements which will enable you to really customize your labels. Plus, using this app, you can share a machine with multiple users. Okay, so that's by far my favorite slide of this entire webinar. Here what we try to do is showcase that there are literally endless possibilities with our TZD tapes. And these possibilities go even beyond some of the traditional applications that people often associate labeling with. There are applications that span across different industries, for instance, labeling can be used to keep track of IT equipment. Now that more and more people are working from home, you can also use some of our labels in a lab setting to keep track of patients' samples, for instance. Let's say if you're a coffee shop owner, our labels can add a unique touch to your packaging, and at the same time, if you're a hairdresser, for instance, our labels can help you stay organized within your business. We have also very colorful labels that can be used, for instance, to remind people about following safety measures, or even maintaining social distancing, or even washing their hands, for instance. Now that you've seen some applications of our TZD tapes, I would like to talk about what makes this line very unique. And the first thing is the lamination. You have up to 6 layers of material that's basically protecting the printed area. And the result of that is really you have a very durable label that can withstand a wide variety of conditions. It's water resistant, it's chemical resistance, it can withstand extreme temperatures, and extreme weather conditions in this case. And if you're really truly looking for something durable, TZE should be your first option. In addition to being extremely durable, we also have a wide range of sizes available in TZE. At the same time, we also have different color options. All to say that you can truly design custom-made labels, and you can use the different colors that we have to highlight different information, such as COVID-related ones. Specialty tapes are one more reason why our T3 line is so unique. So let's say that you need a label that sticks to plastics, rough or textured or uneven surfaces. Our extra strength adhesive tape is just perfect for that. Or let's just say that you use uniforms. We have a label that goes on fabric, and it can be washed multiple times without falling apart. Or even let's say that you work in an IT department and you need to label your equipment. Our temporary evident tape is going to leave a mark when it's being removed, so it's going to tell you that your equipment has been tampered with. It's pretty great. It provides a certain peace of mind to users. And finally, let's say that you need to organize your cables. We have a very extensive line of flexible ID tape. That's these challenging times. We would like to do our best to help businesses remain open. So we do have a couple of solutions that can help people navigate this new normal we're living in. Whether it's just reminding people about social distancing measures, or even reminding them about any safety protocols pertaining to specific stores. I'll show you a couple more solutions in the coming slides. We have a wide variety of labels that can be printed using the unique capabilities of our machines, which offer different font sizes, the ability to add symbols and logos, but also combined with our supplies, the different sizes that we have available, but also the different color options, all in order to remind people about following safety guidelines and safety protocols. And in addition to that, you can even print banners which are 3 feet long, depending on your needs. Now moving on to label printers. As a reminder, we have two main segments, 2.4 inches and 4 inches. Within our 2.4 inches line, we have an opening price point option, which is the Q600. It's a new SKU which launched last month, and it has very compelling features at a very attractive price point. And if you're looking for more speed and more connectivity options, our black and red QL8 series line of labels is just perfect for that. And then on the other hand, we have our 4 inches shipping labels, which also come with various connectivity options within this segment. QL machines work mainly with our P-Touch editor software, which I introduced a couple of slides ago, and they have very interesting features and functionalities, and we wanted to share some of them here. Starting the first one, the time and date feature is very identical to what you have on the label making side. It helps save time instead of manually inputting this information on a label. Moving on to database printing, it's a very unique one and very interesting one in the sense that our machines can connect to a database using the P-Touch editor software. And then from that database, all you need to do is select the information you want to have in the label, and our machines will print, can print multiple labels with the information you selected from that database. It's very unique. Then moving to the template transfer one. So let's say that's basically the ability to transfer a template between multiple machines. For instance, if a user creates a template, this template can easily be shared with multiple users, therefore removing the need for someone to recreate this template from scratch. And finally, the scan to print is a unique one also. It really helps save time and reduces inputs errors that may occur. So the basic principle is, if you use a barcode scanner connected to a QL, you can automatically print accurate labels on demand. And I would like to emphasize that there will be no need for additional interaction with the machine. Users will only need to scan a barcode, and the machine will print automatically the corresponding label to that barcode. It's huge. It just really saves a lot of time when you think about like printing multiple labels at a time. The other crop function is a unique feature that's found in our label printers, but I do have to emphasize that it's only available on the QL11 series, and it mainly works on PCs. The basic idea is to make it easy for anyone who's selling on Amazon and using a fulfillment by Amazon service, for instance, print shipping labels. So using this service, people get usually an entire page full of barcodes, and most of the time, many of these users only need to print a select number of barcodes. For instance, in this example, that person might need to print only A, B, C, and Z without having to print the entire page. Under number conditions, they will have to print the entire page to get what they need. But the QL11 series is addressing this shortcoming and making it very easy to print only the labels you need using this auto crop function. So here I will switch gears a bit and really talk about our detailed line of supplies and what makes this line unique and above the rest. So the first thing is we have drop-in rods, and the benefit of that is it's very easy to replace supplies. It takes fewer steps than what's required on competitive models. The second thing is we have not only die cut, which features standard sizes, but also continuous tapes, and that means that you can print labels or even banners which are up to 3 feet long. You can really print labels that are fitting the needs of your business in terms of specific sizes with these continuous tapes. And finally, we have black and red labels. We are the only manufacturer that offers these two color options when it comes to labels, and having black and red labels allows you to really highlight and make sure that people see critical information. So here as well, we want to showcase all the possible applications of our line of DK supplies combined with our machines. And I was mentioning before our black and red labels in order to highlight critical information. This is one thing you can do with these safety symbols depicted here, but at the same time, you can easily use them for visitor management, for instance. It's a very popular vertical for us. We've seen also use cases across the retail sector, where it's commonly used for labeling food items, for instance, but also at the same time, a different type of use case with around warehousing and logistics. All to say that there are more than one things that our line of TK, not only machines but also tapes, can do. Thank you for your time and attention. This concludes this webinar. I do have 3 key takeaways to wrap this up. The first one is there are endless possibilities with our TZE tapes but also machines. Then we do have solutions in order to help businesses remain open during these times. And finally, we have a robust offering for all your label printing needs. Thank you.